Hello anybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode we restored Queen Bean to her former self, and we learned that Castletown has moved on to Woohoo Hooniversity. In this episode we're mostly going to be getting ready to head over that way, because now the Castletown has been repaired, and we're going to be exploring that. We're also going to be coming over here to explore the rest of, Bean Bean Castle. And hopefully by the end of this episode, we can get over to Woohoo Hooniversity. Come here, you. I have to begin making repairs to the castle court gardens. They're right above us. Which is funny because he's talking in terms of the game's overworld layout and not, you know, what you would actually say in the real world. Because this is the garden, and I'm just going to say this right now. There's nothing in here. This room is just here. I know what purpose it does serve a little later, but there's nothing in there functionally. The room on the right is called the Chest of Knowledge. It's full of useful tips for travelers. That's where we keep a store of books left behind by adventurers who once visited our castle. Well, thank you for the tip. So yeah, we got some books in here, and these are basically going to give us some combat tips and just some game tips, like hitting a monster with a hammer will stun them, or brothers attacks, if you do them multiple times, you get advanced commands. This is mostly just stuff I've covered earlier, but yeah, like stash points is gets lucky hits in battle, and the shopkeepers in this land see a fine, smooth mustache. They become strangely generous. But yeah, I basically covered all those points, and that's not the only collection of books in this town with quote-unquote secrets, just general tips. And this is stuff that's good to know early on when you're starting the game, because up to that point, you just kind of you're left wondering what those things do. So now that the town is a little, you know, liberated, we're going to start exploring around. So on the left here, we have a house. And we have a green pipe. If we go in the green pipe, that adds another pipe to our pipe network. Alright. And if we go in here, we come out the right side. And if we go in the middle one, oh god!
Hey, welcome to the Pipe House. I'm here to teach you everything you want to know about pipes. Want to ask about pipes?
No thanks.
See you later!
I'm not...
Don't come if you want to ask.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, he was just basically going to give us a tutorial on the world map pipes and other pipes that I'll just leave for later, because they don't really need explaining. And besides the fact he also gets mad at you even if you do ask him. And he's like, explore on your own maybe, when he retreats. So yeah, in case you weren't paying attention right now, I hit Mario with a hammer and now he's dead. No, I just went on a secret path behind the pipe house, which brings us into this room on the other side of that wall I was fussing about in that other episode. And as you can see here, we've got invisible blocks with our fourth and final bean type, Who Beans. Who Beans are generally just found in question mark blocks throughout the land. Sometimes invisible ones, sometimes not even invisible, but them and Chuckle Beans are most limited in the game. You can still get them after you find all the underground Chuckle Beans and all the box Who Beans, but it's not like the Who Beans and the whatchamacallit, the He Beans, which you can just grind in battles and in minigames. So that's something to keep in mind. Now if we come over this way and hit this block, we get some money. And there's a dude over here, and that footprint pad thing looks familiar. If we talk to him... Oh yes, yes, you are perfect. How about a picture? Right, oh yeah, let's do it. I'll snap a great picture of you. Okay, buddy. Well, want a picture taken? Okay. Okay, one picture is 100 coins. 100 coins. Okay. Oh man, that's a lot of money too. I don't even know why I did that. The things I do to show off. Oh yes, yes, I'm taking it. Okay, stand there on that mat, now! Okay, this basically just has a very simple function. If you are unhappy with the pictures on your profile, stand still. Don't go pressing up, you know. This is basically like in the beginning of the game when you got on the Koopa Cruiser and had to make your passports. This is basically if you want new passport photos, or basically want new passport photos because you're unhappy with the old ones. So let's go check that out right now and see how that turned out. the save block. Interesting thing about that is if you do that, you'll notice that the background also changes with it too. So Mario got a new picture, so Luigi's probably going to keep his, and Mario stays in the Bean Bean Castle background. So now they're not coordinated, and that makes me extremely angry. So it's time to actually explore this Castletown proper. Nothing beats a cup every morning when you wake up. Without it, I think I just hate this town. Whoa. Things are finally back to normal here in town. We've kept really busy trying to rebuild everything. That's good for you. But yeah, now that the town is restored, there's a lot more things open. There's a lot more building opportunities open. The thing about this kingdom is that there are all kinds of beans buried deep down in the soil. Yeah, if you see a strange hollow in the ground, there's almost always something under there. Of course, digging down to get stuff is such a pain that nobody ever bothers to do it. So that's some, you know, explanation for us, and it's a fat guy.
Then once in a while I get the urge to go nap under a roof. Then I'll rent myself a room. Yeah, but even then they're really big enough for me.
I'll bet they are. This room is nice, isn't it? It has a heater and a window and no old bath or toilet. It's 3 years old and 3 seconds to the cafe. But as nice as it is, you can't have it. I just now rented it to that fellow over there. There's no bathroom and there's no toilet. Have fun, Koopa! So as you can see, there's a ton of people to talk to, and most of the NPCs in the game are in this area, I think. The town's back to normal, but now there's a ruckus up at the castle. What's next? I sure hope nothing else terrible has happened. Ah, you know, just the Beanstar, but, you know, government keeps that, you know, under wraps to keep things calm. And we got more tutorial books over here. A lot of bugs decided to move into my old books, so I'm airing them all out. It's cheap fumigation. Expose your books to sunlight and wind, and it'll keep the bugs away. I've never had a problem with bugs in my books. I don't even know if that's a real thing. L&R are useful in battle for moving back into battles, and advanced commands with brothers attacks can damage spiked creatures. Strike 2 foes. Oh, these are just, you know, things that the moves can do, and just some bonus benefits. Incidentally, if you use jumping brothers attacks on spiked enemies, you'll hurt yourself. Now, this book is interesting because it talks about what I said in the last episode, where there are underground treasure that's invisible. And now, here's an interesting thing. When tiny people stand on top of these invisible pits, the tiny people will react strangely. And playing on a Nintendo GameCube will cause the controller to react. This game was designed with the Game Boy Player, an attachment for the GameCube in mind, which let you play Game Boy Advance games on your TV. If you keep powering up the same ability on the level up, you won't get as good power-ups. So, yeah. Yeah, this was designed with the Game Boy Player in mind, and I'm sad because this would have been a lot of fun to play on a Game Boy, not Game Boy Advance, on a GameCube, and I never got that chance. Say, have you heard? Oh, it's big news. Prince Peasley is supposed to be risking his life on a dangerous secret mission. I gotta say, I'd be devastated if anything were to happen to him. I just adore that guy. Maybe I can help him on his next secret mission. You just keep telling yourself that, buddy. You just, you know, whatever makes you feel better.
I'm perhaps this town's greatest intellect. At present, it is the ancient soybean civilization that has captured my focus and attention. Would you like to hear my report on this great civilization of yours?
Sure, I guess.
The ancient soybean civilization. The age of flying spin beans, tunneling mole beans, and fast-moving dash beans. Yes, all evidence points to this advanced bean civilization once gracing this land. And as for the whereabouts of the bean stones, the heretofore hidden treasures of the soybeans, I perhaps stumbled across some astounding facts related to this matter. I theorize this, that perhaps the bean stones were indeed buried and still rest beneath this very town. I desire so greatly to dig this town down to its foundations and even deeper if I must. Yet how am I to even guess where to begin digging? Where? The mind recoils at the thought. I ask you this, how happy would I be if the two of you were to dig up these 2 artifacts for me? Quite happy indeed. Of course, I could perhaps reward you. Can you find the jewels of the soybean civilization, the beanstones? We're gonna say no for now. Perhaps I might suggest that you have not managed to fully tap your intellects in this matter. We're gonna take care of this a little later, because this side quest, involves 2, are there invisible blocks in here? It involves 10 invisible underground items that you can only find when Mario's tiny and just kind of searching around in the ground to find, you know, something worthwhile. And no, we're not going to be able to manage that. So let's come up into this house, not this house, this shop, which is now all repaired and nice.
Yes, as long as you wear clothes from this shop, you'll be known as a sharp-dressed man among men. You know, if overalls are in style, how come Mario and Luigi are the only ones wearing them? As you can see, this is a fashion shop frequented by celebrities of all kinds, classy all the way, but I offer prices you'd never expect from a high-class boutique. So, what do you want to do? We are going to buy, and I'm going to go quickly through this and get new equipment and show you what I buy. So for Mario, I'm going to get the Parasol Pants. It boosts his HP, and also it lowers his defense a bit, but it makes it so that when he's in battle, he gets a defense status boost anyway, so it kind of evens out. And for Luigi, I'm going to get the Heart Genes, which actually recover him, or do they? I'm just going to buy him the Heart Genes. For Mario, I'm going to get the Bean Bee Badge, which just boosts his power a bit. And for Luigi, I'm going to try out the Counter Badge, which makes him do more damage on counter attacks. So when an enemy comes up to hit him and he just kind of bashes them, he'll do more damage. And, you know, that's pretty great. Alright, so that takes care of that. We got them outfitted with new armor, we sold our old stuff, and that's all nice and peachy. So let's go and explore the other half of town, because now this bridge is repaired, and we can come over here. Ready to talk to more people? You better be. Woohoo Hooniversity is the center of all scientific research in the Bean Kingdom. Apparently it's southeast of the town. Not that I've been there. I'd love to study up and become a researcher at Woohoo Hooniversity. Wouldn't we all? Oh my, aren't you Mario and Luigi, the Superstar Brothers from the Mushroom Kingdom? Wow, you're even cooler in person, but Prince Peasley is way cooler than you. No offense. Yeah, I can jump. Yeah. This house is just kind of here. I'm not talking to that guy. This is basically the hint house. If you are stuck in the game, you can pay like 100 coins to that guy and he'll tell you what to do next. Yo, 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 bros, you two traveling dudes. I am like hurting over here, in a big, big way, bros. Can't you help a bean out? Sure. Seriously, bros, my little pet beanlet's up and took off on me, poor little dudelets. If you can catch all 5 of them for me, I'd totally make it worth your while. You'll be like, score! Beanlets are all tiny and green and stuff, plus they're all round. You can't miss them, seriously. The thing is, they ain't, you know, super motivated, so no way those little dudes would've left town. Come on, bros, I know you guys can take care of business. Get your super on. Okay. So this dude has lost 5 of his pets, and this is just a small side quest, and I am going to cut ahead to the beanlet locations, and then explore the rest of the town after that. Oh, we got one right over here. You got a beanlet. If you come up here and use your high jump to get up on this building, you got another one up here. And there should be one hanging up behind this house. One up on this rooftop. So that only leaves one beanlet left to find. And he's also on this other rooftop, so that's not... They're not really hard to find. It doesn't take too long. That only took like a couple minutes. So we're gonna go and return them to this dude, post-haste. Yo, my poor little beanlet buddies, you got them all back for me. Yo, many thanks, bros. I'm practically crying. I'm so relieved these dudelets are safe. Anyway, right on, bros. Here's the reward I promised you. You got a golden mushroom. This thing is amazing. It recovers all HP and all BP points to one brother. However, they're extremely rare in the game, so I usually end up just saving them all until the end of the game like mega elixirs. Excuse me, guys. This is kind of a dumb question, but, you know when you jump on the other guy? Well, what if just then, when the other guy was about to get, you know, jumped on, what if he moved out of the way at the last second? What would happen? Don't you ever wonder? Not that I need an answer. I wouldn't spend too much time thinking about it or anything. Sir? You have problems. I think he's referring to where if Mario is micro and Luigi jumps on his head and Mario can jump and just make money. I think he's hinting at that. Sheesh, for some reason my grandpa has been saying really bizarre things lately. Maybe it's just his age, but he's so loud there's no ignoring him.
I bet if you press the L and R buttons simultaneously, you'll both switch to the solo jump icon. I bet that's useful for when there are little ledges you have to get up. Just a thought.
That is actually an extremely valuable piece of information because there will be times in the game where you have a setup like this with different action commands, and you need to get up ledges, and you just want to switch back to jump, like that. Did I go in this house? It's not a house, it's a shop. This is just the general goods store, and if we talk to her, she sells 1-up mushrooms now, so that's a thing. And we're gonna leave because, you know, there's nothing else to do here otherwise. Supposedly, the shop in Little Fungi Town has lots of products that we don't carry here. Little Fungi Town, that's foreshadowing to something else. So, you know, that's a thing to not be worried about right now. The most important thing to do when traveling overseas is save. That's right, save. They say that saving is the best traveler's insurance around. I wish I had save blocks when I traveled, especially when I go to places like, you know, I don't travel. Alaska, I guess. Now, if we come in this house, there are actually Who Beans and goodies and just generally things that we want. So just come up into this house. On the island out to sea on the right edge of the map, there's a place where you can learn hand powers. Did you know that? No, I did not. I suppose that makes sense. There's no reason you should know. In fact, I've only heard rumors of it myself. I'm just saying no, I know that they exist, but that's spoilers for one thing, and then he's going to go on to more spoilers, and then he gets mad at you if you tell him that you know what he's talking about. If you ever get homesick for the Mushroom Kingdom, you should visit Little Fungi Town. It's a town built by immigrants from the Mushroom Kingdom. It's to the north of here, past Teehee Valley. Insert immigrants joke. I'm sorry, that wasn't even a joke. I am sorry. Wow, there's just no coming back from that. So now that we've explored most of the Bean Bean Castletown, there's just one last thing that we want to check out, and it's in here. Hey, this is the famed Starbeans Cafe that everyone's abuzz about. Got any complaints? Compliments? Now you already know about our special Starbee system, right? And we can say yes, no, or just see ya because we don't want to deal with it. Yes, we do. Righto, then show me the beans you've collected. What's your order? So basically, this is what the beans are for. You can make coffee out of them. Like coffee beans, except, you know, not. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make 2 things of coffee. We're gonna use all 25 of our woo beans. And it's gonna make some coffee, green coffee. Or green tea, I don't know. Would you make tea out of beans? 1 woohoo blend. Whoa, a power outage. Oh man, got a bad feeling about this. Uh-oh. Looks like the aroma of your new drink has drowned out all the ghosts in this place. Oh, I was wondering who it could be, if it isn't the beloved owner of our cafe, Professor Egad. Yep. Welcome to my Starbeans Cafe. Seeing you two, this is a most unexpected chance meeting. Hey, you guys know the owner? That blending machine is our owner's latest invention, a coffee machine. Have you tried the drinks made by my latest invention, the wondrous Bean Bean machine? Its stimulating flavor will put a spicy tingling in your cheeks. Yes, quite a tingling indeed. Yeah, we made coffee. The rich aromatic fragrance of that drink. I sense that it's a drink that even I haven't partaken of. May I have a drink? A delicately bitter flavor, but one that makes me crave more. This stuff gives me the energy to push my ghost research into a new dimension. Thanks for that sampling. Here's a little something I invented in my spare time. Maybe it'll aid you. You got the greed wallet. Well, I hope you will continue to frequent my fine cafe. I'm always happy to have friends partake of the fine flavors produced by my Bean Bean machine. You want to continue with the Starbee system? And no, not right now. We'll make... Oh, I'm so sad. No, not right now, but okay, we basically got 2 things out of that. First off, we got actually to keep that coffee, even though he totally drank it. And coffee upgrades permanently upgrade certain stats. So I'm going to give that to Mario and boost his... No, I'm going to give it to Luigi and make him even more tanky than he already is. And aside from that, we also got a 3rd slot item, which is special. This is a greed wallet. You only get these special items from this cafe, from Egad. And you only get them by making different kinds of coffee. When you make, there are 7 different kinds of coffee you can make. 4 based on the beans, and then 3 based on combinations of beans. And when you make all 7 blends, you get, well, 7 special items. Now, the interesting thing about this part of the game is that cafe was meant to cameo, like, 7 different characters, and EGAD was going to be one of them, but in the end, they just made them all EGAD. The Greed Wallet that we just got was going to belong to Wario, but he got cut, even though that sprite was finished. And he was going to comment how the coffee was terrible, and then the owner was going to be like, "You here to pay your tab?" And he's like, "Ah, you're making me look bad." So that was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So that pretty much wraps up Bean Bean Castletown. And you're probably wondering, what are you doing over here? Where are you going? I'm going back a little bit in order to, whatchamacallit, open up an area that we couldn't open up before, now that we have our digging and tunneling moves. This is in the northwest of the Bean Bean outskirts. And now that we're here, we're gonna jump up here, over here, and go in this pipe. And then we're gonna go back to Castletown, and we're gonna go get another pipe that I missed on my way to Chucklehuck Woods. I will probably see you around that area. The thing is, I could make 2 more cups of coffee, but I'm not going to do that right now because each cup of coffee is a cutscene, and I don't want to make this episode too cutscene heavy. So what I'm probably going to... Ooh, bean. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to put in another coffee order every couple episodes until I've made them all. And if you see this little right here, there's a little hint right here. That's a bean. It is also worth mentioning that I went back to Woohoo Mountain in some of the old areas in general and dug up as many beans as I could because I wanted the chuckle beans and I didn't want to force you to sit through that on camera. So yeah, that's basically my explanation. So now we're going to spit ourselves back out in Castle Crashers, Castletown again. Alright. So we've explored all the town, and we've seen a bunch of cutscenes, and we opened up some pipes. I'm just going to check the timer real quick to see how we're doing on time. Yeah, this is already a full video. I'm sorry that we didn't actually go anywhere very substantial today, but we explored pretty much the whole town, so that's taken care of. And in the next episode, we're actually going to start heading on over to Woohoo Hooniversity. So yeah, look forward to that, or don't. Alright, hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye.